Hi, I'm Marlie Avant, and I just hosted a wonderful workshop called Speaking Truthfully, a masterclass with Robert Rabin. And I've got Cate Montana here with me, who is also a member of the class, and we're just both so excited over
God,
what
it was amazing.
transpired that we wanted to talk about it a bit.
Where to
Because-
start?
Yeah, where to start? Because we really saw transformation before our eyes.
Myself and everybody in the
Ev-
class. I just watched this amazing shift
Yeah.
occur.
Yeah, I mean, personally, two of the members that came, I knew that they had things that they'd been working with for years and years, trying different methods, and within 2 days, they got to the core root of it, and we really were able to see a shift, just like I was able to feel within myself.
And the authentic self finally showing up and liberated to show up at last. It's like, wow, ditch all the old garbage and who am I underneath all of that? And I was really astounded at how much came out of me and how open and free I felt to just let it rip for the first time in
Yes.
my life.
Yes.
And that was like, wow, to have that safety to do that, it was remarkable. I've never had an experience like it.
I think that's one of the things is that Robert creates such safety.
Oh God, yes.
And he is this, really it's an instrument that plays every tone, every mood, that gives you permission that if the tears come up in that moment, that's okay. It's part of the music. That if you
It's
get
part
up
of your authentic self
it's
showing
part of your
up.
authentic self. That if you suddenly are dancing on the floor, like you and
I
this
was
Carol
dancing.
that had spent hiding, saying she'd spent all of her years hiding, never really being able to bring her truth forward.
And never wanted to be seen. Never wanted
Yes,
to be
always
seen.
move back to hide. She's dancing.
Yeah.
And-
In front of everybody.
In front of everybody.
Yeah.
And then I loved where Robert at the end of it says, and this is speaking too.
This is speaking.
So we suddenly, are allowed and being able to play and discover what is this thing about speaking truthfully, and how does it move through us? How trusting that we could say things in a group and not only be safe, but really gift others in a sense that, oh my gosh, that resonates in me too, and me too, and me too. And so suddenly it's like, as I speak my truth, I'm helping someone else liberate their truth.
Yeah. And it's more than this, like, well, I have permission to speak my opinions. It's like being set free to experience the truth of who you are and having that shine forth.
Yes.
That was the whole point. And so that speaking truthfully and the range of with which we can speak truthfully in
Yes.
this world, whether it's just by gestures or a smile, a look on our face, the tone of our voice, our words itself. It's just remarkable the range of expression we've got once we allow ourselves to move into that authentic place of, wow, who I really am, and let it show up.
Yes. And
Cool.
another thing that happened that was just profound for me was someone that caught their habit early on, where they come up
Yeah.
against a wall,
Yep.
caught it, and then later, actually in the last 8 minutes of the workshop, that wall came up, and how brilliantly Robert didn't go to try to fix it, to try to do anything, just had him
Yeah.
stand in his truth,
Yeah.
knowing, it's like trusting, you've hit this, it's okay, and stand in this, and it's almost like a grace enters,
Yep.
where you learn that you can move beyond the stories you've told yourself for so many years that weren't really your stories,
Yeah.
and your truth could come forth if you just stand present in it.
No enabling, total liberating. That's what it's about.
Right.
No enabling,
Right.
just liberating.
Yes.
Cool. Anybody.
Who is it not for? I mean, we all speak in life. There's none of us that get through life unless we're mute, but we communicate. That's how we engage.
And how to communicate effectively, and not just communicate effectively, but reveal yourself. How not to hide behind a an idea who you think you are or what the other person wants to see, but finally be given permission to show up as yourself and how to be free to do that. That's the whole point of the class, is how to be free to show up as yourself.
Yes, it's almost as, you know, I think we were on the stairwell when we were talking about this last night and how great it was. And I said, it's almost like you realize you've been climbing this hard hill this way and struggling through this whole thing, trying to be everything you weren't, and trying to get to this place, seeking.
Yeah.
And it's really this as simple as stopping
Yeah.
and going, this isn't working, and turning and going in this direction that is going with the flow of who you are.
Yeah. So who doesn't want to show up as themselves in life fully?
Exactly.
And it's so simple. It's so simple. It's not about striving to become my authentic self. It's simply, oh, it's right here, right now. Full stop.
There's
Just right
nothing,
here.
and Robert said that there's nothing to achieve. It's learning to just actually be in this true, beautiful, present, intelligent source field that you are, and to be able to move out of that.
And sometimes the silly source field.
Well, that's what I love. That's the other thing, is that this is not serious.
No.
There was so much humor. I mean, there was the full gamut
Oh
of
my
emotions.
God, we laughed so much.
And the tears were literally tears of gratitude, tears of releasing something that was, you know, it's just like a sigh. It's like a, whew, I can let that go, and the rivers of life can flow through me again.
That's
and
it.
I can laugh, I can play, I can dance. I
Dance.
could really connect with you.
Yeah.
I could see you.
Yeah.
And you can
And
see
I can
me.
see you see
and I
me.
can allow you to do that,
Yes.
because I really know who I am. And it's beautiful.
And it's simple.
And
it's all
very
about speaking
simple.
truthfully. Doesn't want to be authentic, and how critically important that is for a presenter. So I am a public speaker. This is my living. So yes, and we had young people and just people who wanted to show up in their lives, not stand out on a stage. And I found it tremendously powerful and vitally important for myself. And I was thrilled to watch other people open up that way. It just gave me more realization of how safe it is to show up as your real self. To watch it in a, everybody, we're all the same underneath all of this life dance we do. So yeah, presenter, young person in college, moms,
grandmas, and I was an actress and always wanted to try to bring my truth to the stage. But I know, as an actress, I mean, the key is being authentic, letting that come forth. And this just, for me, the richness, it was like feeding the very soul of what I need, what I long for, to express, to connect with people, to speak truthfully, to move from my still point and connect. And so it's all of those things, but instead of with the actor's voice, it's with my own voice. To be able to stand in the very moment, take a deep breath, to come to my center, not knowing what words are going to come out of my mouth next, to be comfortable enough to stay in that place of not knowing
and trusting
that what will arise will not only be authentic and pure and touch you in that moment, because it is so real, but it's going to touch that person across from you. And it isn't anything you had to have known before. It wasn't rehearsed. It wasn't something you wrote down. You could be comfortable in your skin, being real in the moment, and so real that you don't even know what's going to come up through you, but it's coming from a source that is so grounded.
and so safe.
It's grounded in equanimity. It's grounded in this fierce compassion. It's grounded in truth and connection, so that it's not just going to be this sort of bullying, here I am technique, or I have to be afraid technique.
Well, that's the whole point. There's no technique to it.
That's it.
It's about being you, showing up and speaking expressing who you are.
And finding, like one of the women, I think it always felt she wasn't quite enough, and which we all could relate to, and seeking. Oh, I would wish I were more like that, and oh, I'm jealous. I wish I could be bigger, like your wonderful big voice that you have. And then suddenly, through this speaking truthfully, coming to the recognition that her delicacy, her stillness, her ability to be so quiet and so connected with a lizard, with a snake, that is her gift in the world, and that is who she is, and she doesn't have to be jealous of how anyone else is. She could enjoy that, but she could finally at last truly honor and be allegiant to her own beautiful essence that springs forth in this world,
And be happy with it,
and
let
be
it shine.
happy with it. And I think
And
that's
let it show up, and it was just
Yes.
amazing to watch. That's one of the
watch
things
that
that people.
happen.
I just watched people like become more available and more present, moment by moment.
Yes.
It was just like they sat taller. They were just shining themselves.
Yes,
That was
yes.
extraordinary.
And beautiful to have my granddaughter there,
oh God, yeah.
and to just watch where she's new to the public, has to be within, she's in college and having to do this public speaking, and just how she caught herself with just a few little things of standing, and the beautiful just nudging and playful nudging of how to stand taller, and she had a habit of crossing her legs, and how she caught that now. I mean, it just, is self-correcting now, and out of a place of where it was just fun happening, where she was learning and felt safe, felt supported and empowered. You really saw her stand in her 6'1" frame, finally saying, I'm empowered to be myself.
Yep.
And it's pretty great.
And that's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.